Hey peeps, we are back. We're talking The Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 17, Episode 1. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. All right, you guys, happy Sunday. I just watched the season premiere of The Real Housewives of Orange County. And I have to admit, it was typical first episode back. Not too much really going on. Just, reintroducing the characters to us and their relationships. I did want to say that things are going to be a little different going forward. A couple of my favorite YouTube channels have recently been suspended from the partnership program for 90 days for copyright infringement. So due to that, I am going to switch up the way I do my videos. So unfortunately, there's going to be a lot less material from Bravo because I don't want those kind of problems over here on my channel. Also, I just wanted to say that next week I will be going away to the Bahamas for about a week. When I get back, I'll catch up on any of the shows that I missed. So before we get into the show, I did notice online that allegedly Andy Cohen is being investigated by the Bravo Universal NBC HR department for bullying regarding Jennifer Aydin. Now, honey, listen. Someone went online and posted a tweet that said, "I'm sorry, but Andy is beyond rude to @Jennifer Aydin every time they interact. It's actually pretty disgusting @Andy." And Jennifer replied, "Not every time, just most." Oh my gosh. To me, that's Jen saying that this is true. That, Andy is always bullying her. I do think that the way he treated her this current reunion was pretty bad. But I also think the way he treated Teresa wasn't that great either. I think that Andy is very biased. And in the role he's in, he shouldn't be. He should definitely be unbiased in this particular job role. Me as a YouTuber, I can be biased if I want because it's just my opinion. It's my thoughts. I don't know them. I'm not a journalist. But him being pretty much their boss, the producer, it does look bad. So I guess we'll just have to watch and see what happens in this alleged investigation. You guys get down in the comments and let me know, what do you think? So let's get into the show. So Tamara's back. Okay, and last season we got Heather back, and Heather's entrance was epic. So, they had to try to do something really good for Tamara as well. And I thought it was really cute. The whole bad girl motorcycle rider and all of that stuff. I thought it was really, really, really good. However, on this ride, they were playing like confessional comments and other comments from the women. And at the very beginning, they were asking, if Tamara has changed, can she change? And I thought to myself, why would they ask if she has changed? The thing is have you changed? Okay? Everyone is responsible for their own behavior. Everyone is responsible for their own actions, not the actions of other grown people. They cannot hold her accountable for actions that they're not willing to hold themselves accountable for. Okay, all of you need to grow up, change, and evolve. And I don't think any of them have. So we find out that Tamara's mom is now living with them as well. And all I can say is the apple don't fall far from the tree. And Eddie, in less than 5 minutes, he had dropped at least 6 sexual innuendos regarding Tamara. In front of Tamara's mom, with the new housewife and her boyfriend. What is he overcompensating for? What is going on here, Eddie? None of that is cute. I'm over it. Due to COVID and the economy, they are closing down Cut Fitness. Now, then we have what this season seems to be based off of this season. They are going to go over the history of Tamara and Shannon, the downfall of their relationship. Personally, I think that this is one of those situations where it's her side, and what really happened. And I think hopefully before the next couple episodes, we just get straight down the middle to what happened. On one side, you have Shannon saying that Tamara cut her off. On the other side, you have Tamara saying that Shannon cut her off. Shannon believes that after Tamara got fired from the show, I think that when Tamara got fired from the show, in my opinion, she was really upset and jealous that Shannon still was on the show. I also think that even before Tamara was let go from the show, Tamara was getting really upset with Shannon because Shannon was going through everything she was going through with her divorce from David, and Shannon was blowing her up by phone calls, text messages, all hours of the day and night. Remember those scenes where her and Eddie would be talking and Eddie would say, "Oh my God, is that Shannon again?" I think there was somewhat of a rift and a tear in their relationship before she got fired. And then after she got fired, in my opinion, things just really blew up for Tamara, and she was devastated that she was no longer on the show. And I think she did that whole press tour, letting out all of Shannon's information and bashing Shannon so that she could stay relevant and in the limelight. That's just my opinion. I don't know. I do, however, think that Shannon is a lot as a friend. And when she's going through stuff, she does act a little crazy and a little cuckoo. So at some point, maybe Tamara did cut her off and stop talking to her. Maybe she just needed a break from the friendship. I have no idea. But what I do believe is that Shannon and Tamara really care about each other. They have been there for each other through a lot of things, and I think that they can make this friendship work. They just really need to cut out all the middle people like Gina and Emily. Now, Emily drinking from that dog bowl, first of all, I'm tired and I'm over it. It's disgusting. To me, this is an opportunist moment. She is trying to get a moment, a viral moment, like last season when she kept pulling out the turkey sandwiches. That was a big deal, and she was all over the place, and everybody was talking about her. Now, here we go. I'm going to drink out of this dog bowl. Stop it, Emily. It's not giving what you thought it was. It's giving gross. Now, watching Gina and Emily with their kids, it just made me so thankful that I'm past that. All the "stop touching me," the school call, "we got an email from the school today, calm down, sit down, put your seatbelt on, stop all this, be quiet." I'm so glad that I'm past that. I'm past it. Okay, but every now and again, I miss it a little. You know what I mean? But her at the Wendy's drive-thru and her daughter, acting out her conversation and everything. Emily said at the same time, I was thinking it, that little girl is a lot. No, ma'am. Quit playing around. However, the little girl is adorable, but still, calm down in this passenger seat. Now, Fancy Pants over at her house setting up the dorm rooms, and she's talking about how her kids don't know how to do laundry, but luckily they have laundry service at this dorm room. I said, oh wow, they are going to a real swanky college, because my son attends the Ohio State University, honey, and there is no laundry service. Okay, his laundry service is his mama. Okay, he would bring his laundry home when he lived in the dorms to his mama, and sometimes if he had to wash them himself, he would, in the washing room in the dorms. Okay, there was no service. Ooh, these fancy kids. Heather complaining about her one-sided friendship with Gina. Listen, we all saw that, Heather. I don't know why you didn't. Gina shows up over at Heather's house. Heather announces that nobody just pops up at her house. She is behind 3 gates. She's going to have to throw Gina's name on the gate so that they know that she can come on in. I said, oh gosh. Anyway, Gina tells her that she's thinking about becoming a real estate agent, and she's going to take some classes. And Heather says, well, one of her twins, who is soon to be going off to college, is taking some real estate classes. And Gina makes this comment that he's a kid. Yeah, he's a kid that is 2 or 3 steps ahead of your ass, okay? He's taking the classes. You need some help. Ask him, okay? Don't play around. Anyway, Heather, listen, girl. Heather asked Gina about this absentee friendship of theirs. And Gina goes on this 45-minute, in my head, she's going on for 45 minutes dancing a jig, tap dancing around why she hasn't invited Heather to anything, why she hasn't called, text, or sent Heather any kind of smoke signals, a pigeon mail, nothing. And Heather's looking at her like, girl, if you don't shut the hell up, back to this friendship. Now listen, Heather, come on now. Gina last season was absolutely leeching off of Heather. Gina wanted to film with Heather. She wanted to experience the luxury that is Heather. Now here it is. When you were not filming, she didn't have shit to do with you. But here we are. The cameras are back up. And now she's at your house with gifts for the twins as they leave off to college. She is using you for on-camera friendship and the lap of luxury. Girl, go on somewhere. One thing that Gina did say that I agree with, and I think Terry made mention, she said that she didn't invite Heather to some of these events because she doesn't think that, Heather wants to be down at your local bar. I wouldn't think that Heather wanted to be there either. She doesn't go by fancy pants Heather DeBro for no reason. However, I do think that if Gina had invited her down to your local dive bar, she would have shown up for 20 minutes and then made a graceful exit. Just invite the woman and go on. If the friendship is real, act like it. If it's just for TV, say that. Anyway, now somewhere in the episode, Shannon was saying something about her daughter and her college love. They'll probably be getting married, but there'll be no sex before marriage. And I get that. Biblically, morally, I totally get that. But not in my world. We are having the sex, okay? I'm not about to be in a full-fledged relationship with you and marry you without the sex. What if the sex is awful? I need to know that ahead of time so that I can make my decision. I'm just saying, I know it's not right, peeps. Don't judge your girl, but we need to have a little sex first, okay? At least, 3 or 4 times, just so I can tell. Anyway, so we end up meeting the new housewife. Her name is Jennifer, and she's a friend of Tamara's. I said, look at Tamara. She just came back, and she's already bringing a friend. Jennifer has 5 children, 12 pets. She's sharing a house with her ex-husband, Will, who lives in Oklahoma somewhere working, but when he comes back, he lives there with her and the kids, and then she goes and stays at her boyfriend Ryan's house, who seems to absolutely not be okay with this situation, which is totally understandable because I wouldn't either. The housewives are really good at bringing strange living situations, to the television. This lady Jen is giving me a cross between last season's Jen and Bronwyn. I don't know why, but it's given Jen/Bronwyn. Okay, and I do realize that this lady Jennifer, her boyfriend's name is Ryan. Now remember last season we had Jennifer and her husband Ryan, who likes to be called Ryan. I said, so we're just switching out the husbands and wives, keeping the names. All right, OC. One thing I can say, Tamara slid back in this episode like she never left. So when they all went to play pickleball, after the pickleball, they had this really cute little lunch. And Tamara made this comment saying that Shannon was self-centered and only gave a F about herself. And I said, Tamara, why are you talking about yourself like this? They could both say the same thing about each other. Shannon is self-centered and so is Tamara. And they both really don't give a F about anybody but themselves. It is true. It is honest. You two are the same. Calm down. I think that Heather was absolutely right when she told Tamara that you're clearly hurt by all this. You clearly loved Shannon. Shannon clearly loved you. Both of you are upset. Both of you miss each other. And it's a simple conversation. Clear it up so that you can move forward. Did anybody notice when they showed up for Jen's yoga class, Heather brought a gift? I said, damn it, Heather DeBro brings a gift for everything. I've been taking yoga for a while. By taking yoga for a while, I mean I've taken about 15 or 20 yoga classes. Never once did I bring a gift. And I've never seen anybody else bring a gift either. I thought that was really nice. That was real classy of Heather DeBro. Anyway. Everybody was dressed up wearing their fancy fanny packs, which please stop doing that. Anyway, Shannon showed up dressed like I would show up dressed. A little yoga pants and a t-shirt. Why is everybody so sexy out here with the yoga? Anyway, Shannon was quite off balanced, but I get it. My very first yoga class, I was off balance as well. And sometimes I still am. It just depends. But I always have a good time. And I've only had that one embarrassing moment a little gas. I mean, you're doing all that bending and carrying on. I mean, I can't be the only person to let out a tiny bit of gas at a yoga class. I'm just saying. Oh my goodness, the things I share with the peeps. Anyway, moving on. They end up partnering up to have little conversations, and Tamara and Emily make up. They apologize and say that they're going to start over. And I said, oh, give me a break. 2 episodes from now, they'll be fighting and hollering again because they didn't talk through the issue. They didn't say, listen, the things that we have done to each other in the past, let's leave it in the past. Let's move forward. They didn't have the talk. They didn't really work anything out. They just said that, let's just forget it and let's make up and move forward. That's a bunch of bull. They'll be arguing for 6 episodes at least. Then they talk to Jen a little bit, and she explains to them that her husband lives in Oklahoma. She wanted to stay in California. Her family loves him so much. She almost ended up going back to him just because she was intimidated by her father being all up in her face. Listen, I don't know how that family dynamic works, but if I'm done, I'm done. And when I'm done, my family is done. Okay? If they like you, they can talk to you. They can holler at you. You can come to the Christmas party, whatever. But nobody's forcing me to stay with anybody I don't want to be with. That is not how my family works. So I appreciate that she stood up for her beliefs, and she's, in California raising her kids and, doing whatever it is she's doing. However, Emily made it her business to let us know that Gina told her that Jennifer is a bit of a cheater. Listen, that's Gina and Emily's job. That is all they do on this show, is they go back and forth, telling other people's business. I am sick of Gina and Emily. I don't know why they got to come back. I did not like their behavior last season at all. And then Emily making this comment that she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. That's really weird to me, because wasn't it last season that she was so determined to use her law degree to aid people in the criminal justice reform and to work on the Innocent Project? So we're not doing that anymore. You're not determined to help out in your fields. You just dreamed of and are a stay-at-home mom now. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. She's allowed to do that. There are millions upon millions of women that would love to be stay-at-home moms. I am one of those people. I would have loved to have the opportunity to be a stay-at-home mom. But to get on this show last season, to talk about this passion you have in criminal justice reform and not actually be working in this reform is a little weird to me. So Emily and Gina are being their regular, two-faced selves, trying to get something started, trying to get something popped off. They're standing off to the side telling Tamara, if she hurts you, you should say that. You should just go over there and tell her you're hurt by all this, after they've already gone to Shannon and said, if she's hurt you, you should say that. You should go off and tell her how you feel, let her know. Go on over there. And, they're doing all this, and Shannon walks up. They are shocked. Oh, Shannon says, is that me? She's not afraid to step up and say, are you guys talking about me? Then all of a sudden, I need a drink. I got to turn out, got to do this. There's food over there. They're going to run off, Soon as Tamara lays eyes on Shannon and it's just the two of them, she starts crying. That lets you know that Shannon is important to Tamara. Otherwise, she wouldn't have started crying right off the rip. They end up saying that, they do miss each other. Shannon almost cries. They decide they're going to meet up and, have a one-on-one conversation. Clearly they made up, because now we see them all over social media together with Vicky. The Tres Amigas are back together. We also know that they brought Vicky on for a couple of episodes. I think that this is just a situation where they had friendship burnout and Tamara got fired and everything just blew up. It was just the perfect timing for a mess in their friendship. And it's been 2.5 years of screaming and hollering and hating each other on social media. It's time to grow the hell up, sit down, have the conversation, and either work it out or don't. Anyway, you guys, that's all I got from this episode. It wasn't given too much because it was the first episode, but I do get that old Orange County feel, and I look forward to seeing the rest of this season. Get down in the comments, peeps, and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.